This was the scene last month outside a South London court.
Justice for Fiona!
Justice for Fiona!
Justice for Naomi!
Two families, relieved and grateful, and a police force fronting a professional and successful job. Carl Cooper was convicted and sentenced for the murders of two black vulnerable women.
Evil can only prevail if good people do nothing to stop it. Our lives will never be the same again.
But the background to the victims' stories paints a completely different picture, with tales of police mistakes and failures around domestic violence, to the point where the Met privately believes it could have saved the life of at least one of the victims.
Did they say they could have saved your mum's life?
Yeah.
If they'd done their job properly?
They did say that, yeah.
Did they?
They did, yeah.
They went on record and said?
They said it when we was at Scotland Yards. They said that if they was doing their jobs properly, they could have saved my mum's life.
Fiona Holm's mother was Carl Cooper's second victim. When they met, he was a suspected killer in another case, on bail for a murder the year before. She reported him for threatening her with a crowbar and stabbing her with a screwdriver. The Met admits her complaint was never properly investigated. A 28-day domestic violence protection order was obtained, but Fiona Holm was never warned of his background.
She reported him, and in the body cam footage in April, my mum is describing what type of man Carl Cooper is. She's describing him as a really horrible, nasty man that shouldn't be around women. If the police officers that actually attended the scene, if they was taking in what she was saying and actually done research on Carl Cooper, then they could have treated the whole case different.
Shoulders, knees and toes.
Her family described Fiona, here on the left, as fun, warm, very kind, very caring, but was also vulnerable, autistic, suffered ADHD, and had the mental age of a teenager. She's not been seen since CCTV filmed her walking past her local store more than a year ago. A £20,000 reward and family appeals have made little progress. When they first reported her missing, there was, they say, little police interest.
Why do you think they weren't interested?
Me personally, I think the police officers didn't really take interest in it because she was an alcoholic and she's got Jamaican in her, so she yeah.
Because she was black?
Because she was black, yeah.
It's not as if I just rung once. I rung a few times. Savannah's rung a few times. My mum rung and reported her missing. Social services reported her missing.
Do you think your sister being black was a factor?
1000%, yeah.
You mean if she'd been white, there would have been a different response?
Yeah, or even a class, like a different class.
It took 12 days for her case to be handed to a homicide team. In that time, the family were left to conduct a search themselves. Every day they went to Carl Cooper's flat as he went about getting rid of evidence.
If your girlfriend's missing, why are you going to sell her clothes? Or he'd keep them in case she's coming back. Or say, oh, your sister's left some stuff here, do you want to take them? Why are you going to sell them? So I just knew then, like, she's not coming back.
Oh, Zippy.
Yeah, she's a big part of my life and my kids' life. So yeah, it's hard.
Carl, you're under arrest, okay, for the murder of Fiona Holm.
It was only after his arrest, Fiona's family learnt that Cooper was a suspect in a previous murder and Fiona was never warned. His first victim was 41-year-old Naomi Hunte. She too had reported him to police for domestic violence, not once, but 4 times within a year. Each one of those was recorded on police body-worn video. She told police that he was constantly coming to my house, ringing off my phone, kicking the door and stalking me. At one point she reported the harassment, saying Cooper had said to her, "I'm watching to see who's coming here." "I'm really scared now," she told police.
Nothing was done, nothing. I think she even went to Lewisham Police Station to report the matter, and nothing was done. So, I mean, 4 times, and I mean, I find it rather strange. 4 times and nothing was said to the man.
A few months later, Naomi was found stabbed to death just before Valentine's Day in 2022 inside her South London flat. Her body may have lain there undiscovered for up to 6 days. Her father reported her missing. She was his only child.
I would like to see some form of apology and for the police to more or less look at things a bit different and keep the likes of Carl Cooper off the streets. I mean, I'm not trying to direct blame at the same time, but I think a lot more could have been done. Yeah, a lot more could have been done.
In their defence, police say there was not enough evidence to charge him. Cooper had to kill again before there was. And even then, a tip-off to a 999 call centre was placed in a hoax folder. That call was played to Fiona's family.
He said, "I'm calling because a man called Carl Cooper has murdered a woman around Brownhill Road." Then he spells out Carl's name, C-A-R-L, Carl Cooper has murdered someone.
They treated that call as
Yep.
a hoax call.
Yep.
Why?
They said because he had a strong accent, and you can hear that he has got a Jamaican accent. Anyone who does not speak a bit of Jamaican or has been around anyone with a Jamaican accent, you would still be able to understand that call.
The Met declined our request for an interview. In a statement it said, "We again extend our sincere condolences to their families as they continue to grieve for these 2 beloved women. We have always been clear that we made mistakes when dealing with the allegations against Carl Cooper. For those mistakes, we are extremely sorry." How extensive those failures are has yet to be determined. 4 officers are under investigation for misconduct. And there's what's called a domestic homicide review involving police, social services and an NHS trust. But the families want a more wide-ranging and independent one. After all, they argue, this is all about public confidence in the ability to protect women and girls from violence. One member of Fiona's family, in an impact statement when Cooper was sentenced to life imprisonment, accused the Met Police of massive negligence. Both families believe all an officer had to do was join the dots.